Good evening from the Rizal Memorial Stadium in Manila City, where we are getting set for the main event of our Saturday triple header in the Philippines Football League. And what a main event it is. Stallion Laguna FC taking on Kaya FC Iloilo on the opposite flank. Or rather, let's take a look at their starting 11. Once again, it's going to be a 4-3-3 game. Let's take a look at his lineup.
Cortez as the starting goalkeeper, the backline of Menzi, Casambre, Yamazaki, and Diano in that midfield role.
Joven Bidik again leading the line for Kaya FC Iloilo. Here we go. First half action underway between Stallion Laguna and Kaya FC Iloilo. Entering forward, trying to thread that in. McDaniel gets it to Trujillo, and that is blocked. That could be a whistle in a game this tight. It's a great delivery, headed away. Owens has it taken away. Play on, says the referee. Trujillo pulls the trigger. Casambre with a block. That's fantastic defending. Impact the game as of yet. Denzel Roy puts in a great ball for McDaniel. What a connection there. Getting ready to pounce. He's going for it. Into the hands of Cortez. It was on target. Still a corner kick for Iloilo. Great opportunity, just wide from Marco Casambre. He rose the highest. Eso, edge of the box. Bidik can fire here. Gets it to Meliza. Just wide, it took a deflection. Now, back out wide. Try to force the issue on this left flank. Two Vasquez's combining. Contact inside the box. Calmly dealt with. Villarreal has been so aggressive from that center back position. Wins another one. That is... Oh, it's delivery into the hands of Landreth. Two teams considered as early title contenders. Bidik gets it into the path of Meliza. Right-footed shot. Stopped by Landreth. Looking for a late goal in this first half. Oh, it's delivery. Touched on by Galeana. Menzi's delivery. Dick was readying himself.
Oh, good. Trying to put Stallion out wide.
Vasquez going all on his own. McDaniel takes a deflection off the wall, and it's going to be out for a corner kick. Laguna not enjoying too much of those highlights, but just take a look at the statistics.
They're much more quicker in making substitutions. Once they don't get the result that they want, they will quickly change you in that first 11. Stallion really do have a deep bench this season. So 3 like-for-like changes.
Transfer Ott, he's setting up Meliza. Bidik, they're looking for a handball, and it's given. It's gonna be a penalty for Kaya. Oof. You can see the arm move, and it makes the decision so much easier for John Mike Basinang. Put this away. It's stopped by Landreth.
And what a save from Landreth to keep things still at the deadlock between these two teams. I'd say there was an
It's a great ball forward. McDaniel has kept it in play. Looking for a teammate, goes for it on his own. And just over the bar. Vasquez gets it to Sendra, but he loses out. Mike Ott now. He's got a bit of room. Joven Bidik trying to flick that back into the path of Mike Ott. Iros gets in the way of that entry pass, but it goes to Diano. It's fallen kindly. Eliza got close, and Mike Ott fires it wide. Dorado gets it back. Dorado pulls the trigger, and that is a great save from Cortez. Top teams come together like this. Diano's long throw. Got some distance on that without a run-up. Joven Bidik in the door of Stallion Laguna. Dangerous pass. Eso! Did not cross the line. Or did it? Eric Eso will be credited with the goal. What a finish from the Ghanaian. Smashes it to the underside of the crossbar and in.
And Eso just capitalizing on an error from Stallion Laguna. That ball was set forward. Diallo just getting the touch to it, going towards the way of the goal frame. And look at that, clear as day. That's a goal, right? Diallo on the left and Ivanovsky up on top.
Diallo threading the needle. Ivanovsky pulls the trigger. And just wide.
Keep possession. Run out some seconds and minutes off the clock. And now shift it on the attack.
Mike Ott. Just wide. Puts it in the middle. Nobody there to attack. It's good work from Denzel Roy initially. And Mike Ott could wriggle free. Mike Ott. Still Mike Ott. Goes down inside the box. He's been a tank for them, and that will do it. The defending champions make it 5 from 5, and they continue to be spotless in this season. A big victory against Stallion Laguna, who put in a valiant effort against the defending champions.
Very amazing, very amazing. I feel very good.
Anything you would like to tell the fans regarding ACL this coming match?
We are taking it match after match. We have ACL 2 on Thursday. This win will boost our confidence into the next game. It's a challenge 2. Yeah.
Anyone else, or is there anyone you want to shout out for the game?
To the supporters, shout out to them. Amazing support. We thank them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good evening from the Rizal Memorial Stadium in Manila City, where we are getting set for the main event of our Saturday triple header in the Philippines Football League. And what a main event it is. Stallion Laguna FC taking on Kaya FC Iloilo on the opposite flank. Or rather, let's take a look at their starting 11. Once again, it's going to be a 4-3-3 game. Let's take a look at his lineup.
Cortez as the starting goalkeeper, the back line of Menzi, Casambre, Yamazaki, and Diano in that midfield role.
Joven Bidik again leading the line for Kaya FC Iloilo. Here we go. First half action underway between Stallion Laguna and Kaya FC Iloilo. Entering forward, trying to thread that in. McDaniel gets it to Trujillo, and that is blocked. That could be a whistle in a game this tight. It's a great delivery, headed away. Owens has it taken away. On says the referee. Trujillo pulls the trigger. Casambre with a block. That's fantastic defending. Impact the game as of yet. Denzel Roy. Puts in a great ball for McDaniel. What a connection there. Getting ready to pounce. He's going for it. Into the hands of Cortez. It was on target. Still a corner kick for Iloilo. Great opportunity. Just wide from Marco Casambre. He rose the highest. Eso, edge of the box. Bidik can fire here. Gets it to Meliza. Just wide. It took a deflection. Now, back out wide. Try to force the issue on this left flank. Two Vasquez's combining. Contact inside the box. Calmly dealt with. Villarreal has been so aggressive from that center back position. Wins another one. That is Ott's delivery into the hands of Landreth. Two teams considered as early title contenders. Bidik gets it into the path of Meliza. Right-footed shot. Stopped by Landreth. Looking for a late goal in this first half. Ott's delivery. Touched on by Galeana. Menzies delivery. Bidik was readying himself.
Oh, good. Trying to put Stallion out wide.
Vasquez going all on his own. McDaniel takes a deflection off the wall, and it's going to be out for a corner kick. Laguna not enjoying too much of those highlights, but just take a look at the statistics.
They're much more quicker on making substitutions. Once they don't get the result that they want, they will quickly change you in that first 11. Stallion really do have a deep bench this season. So 3 like-for-like changes.
Chance for Ott. He's setting up Meliza. Bidik. They're looking for a handball, and it's given. It's gonna be a penalty for Kaya. Oof. You can see the arm move. And it makes the decision so much easier for John Mike Basinang. Put this away. It's stopped by Landreth.
And what a save from Landreth to keep things still at the deadlock between these two teams. You'd say there was an
It's a great ball forward. McDaniel has kept it in play. Looking for a teammate, goes for it on his own. And just over the bar. Vasquez gets it to Sendra, but he loses out. Mike Ott now. He's got a bit of room. Jovan Bidik. Trying to flick that back into the path of Mike Ott. Byros gets in the way of that entry pass, but it goes to Diano. It's fallen kindly. Eliza got close, and Mike Ott fires it wide. Dorado gets it back. Dorado pulls the trigger, and that is a great save from Cortez. Top teams come together like this. Diano's long throw. Got some distance on that without a run-up. Jovan Bidik in the door of Stallion Laguna.
We are absolutely sure that you did not in Laguna in their first round encounter. That is why we are bringing you their second one right here. Match number 88 in your Philippines football season. We are coming to you from the Rizal here alongside Jing Hamlang, and you're catching this one on our social media pages. The race goes on right here, Jing. you could say, in the unideal spots as of late when you look at the standings, as we have a lovely day once more for football, or evening.
Oh, it is perfect conditions for a cracker of a game here between two familiar rivals in Stallion and Kaya. As you mentioned, both of them hoping to be a little bit higher up the standings. In particular, Kaya on a bit of a slump with back-to-back defeats against direct rivals for the title. This game absolutely crucial for them if they want to maintain within touching distance of those at the top of the table. They need to be able to arrest this skid, and this one is a fantastic opportunity against Stallion.
Tandaan nga natin, or let's remember, yes, you need to make it to the top 6 if you want to compete in that championship round, but you need some catching up to do, especially if you want to finish in the top 2 in hopes of playing international football. And right now, we have the likes of one Taguig to dictate pace, and Kaya FC Iloilo still there hanging on, or relatively close, we will say. And with that win of Aguilas, the pressure is on Stallion to retake 5th place. Teams who do not make it to the top 6 will head over to the classification round, of course, where they can still battle for placing. There you go, the stage is set. And given that this is the second round encounter already between Stallion Laguna and Kaya FC Iloilo, let's turn things back. It was last October, just a 1-0 game right here, Jing, and it is always a close one between these two teams.
It was a great game and a really tight contest, well battled between the two teams. The aggression, the intent, high, and it was a highly competitive match. It was just a brief moment of a lapse in concentration para sa Stallion. Look at this game. It's going to be a completely different contest from the round 1 meeting. There's, 5 different personnel on the pitch here for Kaya FC Iloilo, 6 for Stallion Laguna. So, iba na ang makikita nating laro dito. So, it's going to be very interesting to see how it transpires here this evening.
It was Eric Esso who actually scored in that game to make it 1-0, and it was a goal in the 73rd. It just showed us, of course, how close this one got, because the storylines have shifted of sorts already, because we have the battle of Finn McDaniel versus Julius Mirbach. We'll get into detail later. Let's not sleep also on the playmakers with Juan Galeana Trujillo and Mike Ott. Not yet the goal right there, of course. It was still we're still in the 25th minute, or in the first half when you refer to the highlights. But one thing I want to raise, Jing, and we actually raised this on a number of occasions in the different years or seasons where we covered this matchup. According to online records, the last time that Stallion did get to defeat Kaya was in 2018, but they did get to back draws in 2019 in the PFL and in the Copa Paulino Alcantara.
Prior to that, Stallion was considered a real bogey team for Kaya. As of late, though, the quality has dropped off a little bit for Stallion Laguna, but they rediscovered it in this season, and they came really close to getting victory against Kaya in that first round meeting. They have dropped off a little bit in form, but in this 2026, nakikita natin, pataas na naman ang trend ng Stallion Laguna. And I think they have the tools, they have the ingredients.
And just wanted to check that to add to the 2019 Copa draw between these teams. The other one is in the 2020 PFL season. But let's talk about recent form here for Kaya FC Iloilo, the defender of sorts, because they are winless in 2 games, losses to Manila Digger and one Taguig. I had to double check that, of course, while preparing for this game.
The troubling thing for them is 1 clean sheet in their last 5 outings, and of course those 2 defeats against fellow title contenders. It's a real blow to their chances in their campaign here. They need to get the ship back on track, and this provides a perfect platform for them.
Here is the starting 11 of Coach Yu Hoshide, and Patty Maluman Soko will be in charge at the back. And speaking of players to look out for, we did mention him already earlier, and let's get into detail. It has to be Julius Mirbach, donning the number 17 jersey. We are aware that he is Filipino, but with the paperwork, of course, they're still sorting that out. So you did point out, Jing, he is listed as a foreigner, and this is a game where he has to deliver the goods already for the defending champs.
started off his campaign here with Kaya with a real bang. Back-to-back hat-tricks against Garelli and Maharlika, scored one against Tuloy, and then things dried up against One Taguig and Manila Diggers. So this is a fantastic chance for him to showcase that he is able to find the back of the net against the top sides in the Philippines Football League.
The stage is set for Julius Mirbach, and we are going to take this one to our coach interview for Kaya FC Iloilo.
Actually, we lost 2 games so far, but atmosphere is really good and motivation, yes. So that I hope we will win this game today. Thank you.
There you go, Coach Yu Hoshide. Always straight to the point when you get to speak to him, of course. And with Kaya FC Iloilo's preview done and dusted, let's jump ship over to Stallion Laguna FC. And yes, we did mention history does not really. Yeah, but they are actually undefeated so far in this calendar year with 3 wins, a draw, and no losses. And is this the time for them, Jing, to just get over that hump over Kaya? And you could say they're consistently in the top 6, but we know they even want to go top 3, top 2.
Yeah, this is a team that's really trying to push for the title once again. And I think they were a bit unlucky in the first round where they look like a side that could beat any team in the Philippines Football League, but they're just a bit unfortunate with how the matches unfolded. But in this 2026 calendar year, ang sabi mo nga, no, they are undefeated so far. They're on the back of back-to-back victories, and it was an impressive performance against Don Bosco Garelli in their last outing. And you could see that the pieces are there, the ingredients are there for them to thrive once more. And with some key pieces that they've added to their lineup, it's going to be very interesting to see how they stack up against a potent Kaya FC Iloilo.
Here is that starting 11, and they have this tendency to bring in new players every window, and it's essentially that there's a new core to join the existing one, given that, of course, there is no window, as I've said, but it's different when you look at the first round encounter, and there's curveballs here and there, but it seems Coach Yu Hoshide and his crew have had things sorted out, but we'll find out if it's the moment for Coach Ernie Nieras and his crew. A Placito will be playing at the back with Usman Baji. And with that, let's head over to our player to look out for, Finn McDaniel. A similar storyline, Jing. We were talking about it, of course. Finn has been able to get goals, but when you look at it, there's been that criticism of not being able to score when facing teams halos sa top 6. So what's there in that formula that they need to see or get from him?
Well, first of all, incredible numbers. 22 goals in 10 outings for Finn McDaniel, and he's got about a trio of assists as well. But a lot of those have come against the classification teams. He's scored against Aguilas on a pair of occasions, and he was unable to score against Maharlika. He needs to prove that he can score in the big games, and I'm sure he is currently foaming at the mouth, hoping for an opportunity to silence the critics and impress here this evening.
His sister Chandler McDaniel just scored for the national team actually minutes ago. Let's see if he'll be able to deliver the goods. We will take it to our coach interview for Stallion Laguna.
We want to continue our winning streak, no? And we're kind of been able to rest some players, and we have our full starting roster back. Spirits are good, so tonight the expectation is to give our best and to get the 3 points. That's the most important part. That's a task that we have on hand. We can't afford to be dropping points anymore, so we have to really focus on winning the match tonight.
There you go, Coach Ernie Nieras, folks, previewing this game for number 6 Stallion Laguna FC. And when we got to see the starting 11, both playing the 4-3-3 right here, Isaac Gaku will be squaring off with Brandon Zambrano, I am seeing, in the holding midfield position. And then there's Patrick Ling, formerly at One Taguig, and Ricky Sindra will be alongside a Ling in that attacking midfield role.
Yeah, some very juicy matchups in the middle of the pitch, and there's going to be some very interesting duels all across in the different positions. And, you know, we didn't even get a chance to speak about Mike Ott and his incredible contributions already for Kaya this season. He's in double figures in goals and assists. And it's his first campaign here with Kaya. He's gotten off to a flying start with the team. He's definitely going to be a man to watch as well today. How Stallion contain him will be a key to their victory today.
11 goals and 10 assists for Mike Ott, the former Philippines international. Will he carry on that fine form, or will Stallion Laguna rise up to the occasion and also snap that winless run against KFC Iloilo in their historical matchup? We have 90 minutes to decide things right here.
And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's welcome the teams of Kaya FC Iloilo and Stallion Laguna FC.
Let's take a look at the starting 11 once more of Kaya FC Iloilo. The 4-3-3 Jing as expected for Coach Yu Hoshide.
How do you react when you're wounded? That's going to be the question here. Two important games where they've not gotten the result that they needed. It's a test of character now for the three-time champions. If they want to defend it for a third time, they're going to need to get victory here, and they're going to need good performances from the likes of Mirbach, Ott, and that midfield trio of Yamazaki, Zambrano, as well as Ott in the middle. That's going to be absolutely key for them. And on the opposite side, Finn McDaniel, he is such a spark plug for him. He has a one-track mind. He's going to be crucial in this game. If he can find the back of the net here, Stallion will be flying.
Captains Jan Melisa and Finn McDaniel for Kaya and Stallion respectively. We got to see our match officials led by referee Meliton Pelayo. And on the other side, as expected, it is also the 4-3-3 for Coach Ernie Nieras with Yusuf Butt to be their goalkeeper.
Yep, it's going to be a great matchup for both teams. They're going to stack up toe-to-toe. And you expect this to be pedal to the metal right from the very first whistle. That midfield battle going to be absolutely key for them as well. It's going to be very interesting to see how Usman Baji copes with this particular game. He's going to have an opportunity to be tested by some very good attackers today.
Take a pick here from your game changers. Make your predictions. Who do you think is going to check in to change this one up? They could spell the difference.
One player that I'm looking at is Ebeni Mokata off the bench for Stallion. I've seen him come on and really change a dynamic of a game. If Stallion need a goal or to create opportunities late in the game, they have a fantastic man to bring on.
Kevin Ebeni Mokata did allow or did score as Stallion rescued the draw last month. And it's not every day you see Juan Galeana Trujillo get subbed off actually for them.
Actually, looking at the two benches, in terms of game changers, parang mas manami ang nakikita ko sa Stallion Laguna. Although they do have Shuto Okomaki, Joven Bedic off the bench, not too many players that you could say na kung naghahabol lang Kaya, yan ang ipapasok ko para makakuha ng goal.
And those players will start for any other team actually in the PFL, as Julius Mirbach is going to kick this one off on the dot. Kaya FC Iloilo in yellow and white. Stallion Laguna in all purple. Clara Manzano here alongside Jing Hamlang and a big thank you for joining us on our social media pages. Take your pick, of course. They prepared for this moment all week long. Pressure is on Stallion to grab that W because Aguilas UMAC did seal a massive victory over Toloy FC. And it is a long ball quickly. I'm gonna have to use the term that you utilized earlier, Jing. You have linebackers playing center back for Stallion.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult to overpower or outduel these guys in the air. Placito and Baji, they're units at the center of defense for Stallion.
I thought Mr. Incredible was the biggest already, right, in the PFL or in this first time actually in this calendar year. Placito looks like a normal guy in terms of height. I mean that in a good way. Ricky Sendra. Connection. It's almost a close one here though. You want to put that away if you are Stallion.
Wow. Golden opportunity.
As Galiana Trujillo connected with Koichi Belgira, but it will become a Patrick Dato goal kick.
Fantastic start for Stallion Laguna. Great interplay here, and this is a great ball from Trujillo. Just gets his studs on it, but couldn't direct it towards goal. Finn McDaniel.
Tayo Toyoda just got the job done there. That's the Patrick Dato we know, of course, with his ability to get the ball well, but in this instance, Stallion did get to recover. Placito gets it their attacking direction. And Toyoda climbed the ladder. Too much, of course, hence it is a foul against him.
Yeah, just too much contact on the upper back of Ricky Sendra. Drawing the whistle from Militan Pelayo. And that'll mean more pressure on this back line of Kaya.
Just early into this game, Stallion had that opportunity already earlier. This one is secured by the keeper. Yamazaki. Yamazaki has been in and out of the roster actually of Kaya, but it's perfect.
He's one of the mainstays. Holdovers from the previous encounter, but he was playing a different position. He was playing at center back in that point to prove here, as things haven't really panned out for him in the middle of the pitch in the last couple outings.
Because when we remember the first half of the season, kulang yung Kaya sa center back. As it's with Lucas Del Rosario, not yet the case. Nico Macmillan. They get to change things up here, but the referee says this is going to be a use of butt goal kick.
Just a bit too heavy on the touch there from Julius Mirbach. Lucas Del Rosario also going to be a player to keep an eye on today. If he has a good game, Kaya have a great chance. He's a player that is still looking for a real breakout performance in a big match. Again, I've mentioned it a lot today, but it's a huge opportunity, this game. And it's not just for the club, but for the players as well, to make a point and make a statement for head coach Yu Hoshide.
And they triggered the foot race. Sent off, and it is a corner. Is it? Nope, not the case here. It was successful for a Marco Casambre.
It's been solid this season. Marco Casambre, he's been healthy, which is nice to see him getting a long run of games, playing 90 minutes. And he's repaid every ounce of faith with solid performance after solid performance.
Diano couldn't essentially control this one from day now. ILOILO, the defending champs in yellow and white. Badji. Towering center backs of Stallion. Isagaku. He's playing the 6. When you look at his height, hey, maybe he should be a center back, but what a luxury, you can say, for Stallion.
Napakagandang challenge para sa kanya today. Midfield trio that he needs to keep quiet, usually very potent. Yamazaki and a man who has double digits in 2 departments in Mike Ott. Not an easy guy to keep quiet in a match. He's also got the challenge of distribution, and look at this ball to Trujillo.
It is successful now to Juan. Tries to shake and bake against Casambre. Takes it with his right, and Tato tapped it over. Corner kick now for Stallion.
See Tato having a look at Marco Casambre. Felt that he could have denied him a little bit better in firing this one. Easy stop in the end from Patrick Tato.
Coach Yoshide looks on. And it looks like there was a hit. That must have been a hard one, actually, if Usman Badji hit the pitch. The usual pettiness going on in the goalkeeper area. These are situations where you actually want our players to be mic'd up.
Stallion have some giants that they can aim at here.
Runners go for the post. Came off the head of Badji. And it will go back the way of the defending champs as Isagaku was charged with the foul.
It's a bit reckless from him. Zambrano pulling up a bit hurt after that play.
From Nico Macmillan. Throw and taken quickly. Placito versus Mirbach. Sends this one. Finn McDaniel versus Malu Manzoko. Gets a touch. Will he get an angle? Patrick Dato did not secure it, but essentially impeded the path of the lead man of Stallion.
It's 2 times now, just 7 minutes into this game, where Abe Placito has put in a fantastic ball to progress the ball for Stallion. He's been playing in midfield as of late, and you can see that he has that vision, he has that technique to get that ball forward for Stallion. That was a great pass to unlock the defense and get Finn McDaniel in behind.
Miramac versus Placito. They will need the incredible from Placito for the full 90 if they want a result. As Caliana Trujillo gets hit in the face by Malu Manzoko. Is this going to be a yellow or a warning? No cards shown here.
Talking to Pati Alondo, Malu Manzoko colliding with Galeana as he was trying to make the run.
We got to talk about the back line of Stallion. Let's talk about KFC Iloilos. When we were talking about new signings, Malu Manzoko just wowed us, of course. Just a ball winner at the back.
He's really going to get tested today. There's going to be some speedy. He's going to need to keep out.
Chested here. Cleared off by Casambre. Denzel Vasquez wanted to make the most of that opportunity early. Rosario navigating that tight space. It goes the way of Patrick Ling. Wide open in this instance. Not too much power there. I believe that hit the elbow of Melisa, and that is why we have a whistle that will continue with Stallion. They are keeping the pressure against KFC.
It's been all Stallion in this opening 10 minutes. A Placito has had an answer from Mirbach on the few occasions that it has gone into their half. Meanwhile, Kaya firmly on the back foot early on.
This one seems too far from Finn McDaniel range, so he may set up a teammate here. We were talking about the criticism, of course, on Finn McDaniel. He did get to score against Aguilas, but they need a player like Finn to score game in and game out when facing top 6 teams, not just one top 6 team. Imirbak got this to Maikot. Melisa, the switch of play. Zambrano. McDaniel may have gotten a touch to it. They're in the pocket. Vasquez. Zambrano got this because of Yamazaki. Stallion looking to negotiate the tight space. Belgira hits the emergency button. Toyoda up against Ricky Sendra. And it will go the way here of Laguna.
Some great running to close down for McDaniel. It's being made. Generally, they're going to be quite pleased with what they're seeing.
If you flip the perspective, are you concerned if you are Kaya or liking?
100%, you will be very concerned. And that's something that you will learn. There is no such thing as flipping the switch. It's very rare in sports that you have personalities that are able to do that. More often than not, you know, you are reaching the level in which you are practicing. That's what you're hitting. You have to be able to hit a groove. And right at this moment, they are at a valley rather than a peak, and they're trying to pick up that momentum. And this is a match where you think they can turn things around, Kaya. If they don't, then the alarm bells will start to ring for this campaign.
Long throw from Macmillan. Vasquez actually came close to connecting with the second ball, but it is intercepted by Zambrano. He wanted to push. Hey, Placito said no. Now with Diano. Just gifted it here to Gaku. Some ping-ponging in the midfield. And it goes to a technically able player. Maikot. Got it back. Del Rosario from Yamazaki. Will they swing momentum their way? Zambrano, space to operate. Try to shift lanes. Gets floored. There's another one also right after the whistle. Yamazaki also on the pitch.
It's like a wrecking ball that got set loose. To be fair, I didn't think the initial contact with Zambrano was a foul. He was clipping the foot. No, na-plancha niya pala. Kaya pala pumito si Meliton Pelayo. And that one, there's really nothing in that. He put it down there.
Incidental also the second, or in the fall of Yamazaki, do you think?
Boot was high, he's saying. And definitely his foot was over the ball, though. It looked like he made contact with the ball and he didn't put any force into the stamp. The way Yamazaki has gone down is rather theatrical.
Roll down his sock, try to show, you say, evidence to Meliton Pelayo. I'm sure he took note of that nonetheless. It's Melisa, though, and Maikot to step up to this opportunity. Pick your poison now. Last year, we had Jan Melisa specials. He'd score in big games. Not essentially the leader for Kaya when it comes to goal scoring, but he managed to find the back. Maikot. Not a problem here, though, for Yusuf, but he has international experience too, don't you forget, as we have to introduce him in the early stages of this calendar year.
A great inclusion for Stallion. They had a good keeper in Landreth, actually, but they've actually been able to upgrade, it seems.
Sandra gets this one from Placito. He has an option wide. Gets it to Galeana Trujillo. The return ball. Del Rosario helping out at the back. Yamazaki's clearance, you could say, or long ball came off of Macmillan. And the data will slow it down for them. There's the intention to press. Toyota in a tough spot. You love the work rate from Vasquez. Also another Vasquez brother who is on the bench. Zambrano knocks this one. Flag stays down. Mirbach, the keeper to beat. Sends this one over the bar. Is he gonna want that one back?
Oh, what an opportunity for Julius Mirbach to open the scoring. He's made a fantastic run and he's been spotted with a great ball in behind. He's one-on-one with the goalkeeper here. And he's not hit the target. In fact, he wasn't close, Claro. And he's going to be, you know, questioning why he wasn't able to hit the target there. Very, very disappointed. He certainly will be.
The Filipino-Norwegian will look to shake those chains off by scoring here against a top 6 side in Stallion Laguna.
Gusto niyang i-loop yung bola over the goalkeeper pero nalakasan niya masyado. So he got caught in between a lob and a shot.
Sandra. Macmillan. The U23 Philippines International will push now. He gets floored by Lucas Del Rosario. Parang may rivalry din dun eh. West Coast of the USA, East Coast of the USA. Pero parehas Pinoy. They just grew up abroad.
That slight push when he's running at that speed. Easy for him to tumble. Again, medyo delikado. Namimigay ka dito ng free kick in this type of area. Lalong-lalot na daming mga players ng Stallion na napakalaki. And they're lining them up right now at the edge of the box.
Pretty much 16 minutes done and dusted in this one.
It's flown by.
That was a lot of action. Galiana Trujillo sends this. Headed to the center. Flag is raised from our at least to put things beyond doubt.
Ricky Sandra is a player, not the tallest. He's got a magnet on his head when it comes to set pieces.
He also has the technical ability, as we know. Here's Mirbach. Wanted another chance. Ling from Baji. Galiana Trujillo, the Mexican. Ling, the Filipino-Swiss. Up against Pati Malumanzoko. Lucas Del Rosario did not keep it in, according to our assistant referee.
Not sure the whole ball went out. You see Julius Mirbach, he's got great pace. He's gone into some dangerous positions now for Kaya. Just hope that he's going to be a bit more clinical the next opportunity he finds himself.
Malumanzoko. Back to Dato. Diano got to flick it. Outside again. It seems like Mardiano has been struggling a bit to get himself involved in this game.
It hasn't been so fluid in their progression from the back line. They haven't been able to get it into their midfield with regularity. Meanwhile, on the opposite side, Stallion have been very good. Their center backs getting it into the forward lines.
Ano to Ott. Over to Mirbach. Placito there to support, but got a touch to it. That stop. It's Kaya now with momentum. Malumanzoko's pass to Casambre, though wayward. And it's Stallion ball here. The hustle of Galiana Trujillo paying off.
Just looking a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more intense. And they're being rewarded with more time in the opposition half, Stallion.
Sendra versus Zambrano. Yamazaki secured. Gaku. A bit of the push. Still with Laguna. Almost at the 1/4 mark of this game. Whether Kaya's in the lead or not, though, still the same expression from Coach Yoshide. And now the flag is raised. It will go back the way of the defending champs. Earlier today, there was a statement W for Aguilas UMAC over Toloy FC.
And that's why Stallion are currently in 6th and Aguilas a place above now. Napaka-importante din para sa Stallion na makakuha sila ng resulta dito. Talked a lot about the defending champions trying to keep in step with their rivals, but equally Stallion very motivated to climb up the table.
We also spoke about that history as McDaniel was able to win it. Gaku was floored, and it will go their way. Free kick from the half line.
And these are the uncharacteristic FC Iloilo na perhaps hindi natin nakikita dati. You know, they just were usually so neat and tidy with possession of the ball, and their ability to keep possession would really exhaust their opponents actually, and right now they're struggling to progress and even just hold on to it.
Unfamiliar territory with the ebb and flow of this game. We could even argue unfamiliar territory where Kai FC Iloilo are in the standings. As I say that as much as they are within striking distance of the top 2, of course, but it's normally really Kaya dictating pace.
It's really the standards they've set over the years. That's why there's so much concern after 2 dropped results.
Mirback couldn't get it. Placito, who will secure now. It's in the mix. It's with Gaku, but wasn't on the same page as Finn McDaniel. Unfortunate if you were Stallion. That looked like a promising ball. And with that high line, it is just played back now. Yusuf the Pakistani international. They are using him now as that extra man at the back. Baji plays it. Gets inside.
Wow. What a tackle from Malumanzoko. Not only was he able to deny an opportunity, he was able to bring it under his spell. Let's have a look at it here. Gets in, gets on top of the ball, takes it. And that is cool defending from the big man.
Showing us why he is a ball winner. Senja, wide to Macmillan versus Del Rosario. They have something brewing here with this matchup. Gaku up against Yamazaki. I believe Melissa also tripped or fell down there though. Vasquez taking on Diano. Zambrano there to support. It's with Koichi Belgira. Ricky Sendra, the Argentinian. Baji to Gaku. Finn took a number of touches against Toyoda. Didn't give it to Belgira. Not so sure about the intention there, but it...
Tame effort from Finn McDaniel. What you can take from that last sequence was how well Stallion are holding on to the ball. They're able to, you know, knock the ball around, probe, and see where they can find a way through.
I know we are only 24 minutes into this game, as Kai are contesting this call. I said it should have been theirs. As much as Stallion changed their personnel from the last window, as this is a header and it is denied by Dato.
Best chance of the game. It's fallen to Vasquez. That's a close range header.
as much as Stallion changed their personnel from the last window, as this is a header and it is denied by Dato.
Best chance of the game. It's fallen to Vasquez. That's a close range header. Completely unmarked was the left winger.
Too close for comfort kasi ni-sermon ni Dato yung backline niya.
And you see why. Dapat lang naman. There is no reason why that man should be all alone in that position.
Galiana Trujillo to Ricky Sandra. Numbers inside. Yamazaki gives up the corner here.
Wave after wave now of Stallion attack. Getting closer.
This was the chance.
It's Diano who had fallen asleep. And he can argue there and point the finger, but it was him who was flat-footed.
Denzel Vasquez, from the looks of it, is going to send an outswinger as he gave it to Galiana Trujillo. Essentially an early cross now. It took a bounce in front of the goal, but Dato saw it was going to go out for a goal kick.
It's a nightmare to defend. It's like a flat ball with a lot of pace. It's difficult to anticipate, and any contact made is gonna fly towards goal with a lot of force. Stallion are gonna be very pleased with how the opening half of this first period has transpired.
But with that, something I wanted to raise actually. Yes, they changed a great number of personnel from their team in the first half of the season. You'd see games where Stallion would dictate and they wouldn't get that breakthrough goal, and then they'd lose out in the end, or they end up settling for a draw. Is this going to be one of those moments for them? We're going to find out. I know, of course, that's something they look to address. Not so sure if that was a nutmeg, but Galiana Trujillo initially got past Marco Casambre, and it is successful here for the Filipino left back.
One thing that we can see as an improvement mula sa Stallion is the manner in which they're opening up, Kaya. Not everything is being played at a neck-breaking speed. Not everything needs to be high tempo. They're cool and calm. They're able to open up, Kaya, methodically here and with regularity.
Abe Placido's ball unable to reach a teammate. Seemed like they were not on the same page.
And just to add, Claro, siguro yung isa na rin na talagang magiging masaya dito ang Stallion is there's not a lot going back in the opposite direction right now. That might change right here.
Mike on to push up against Belgira. No angle there. And from my understanding, please correct me, of course, if I'm wrong, but with that, Kaya somewhat being suffocated or deprived of attacking chances here and there, but they will get the occasional counter, I figure.
Definitely. And so much pace in the squad. When you look at it, Melisa, Mirbach, all guys that are going to be a real threat, especially with this high line that Stallion is playing.
And with what I've seen actually overseas with different leagues, they would even have like these events where they gauge who's their fastest player. They'll have them run from one point of the field to the other. From yesterday's games, I was telling Diego Cordero, colleague, sama mo dyan si Jan Celis, a sprint race. They don't have to run against each other, but it's from point A to point B on the pitch.
Just have to time it.
Yes. Or kahit sa track oval, pwede rin.
I think Melisa is going to be amongst the players that are going to be really fast. And from what we're seeing with Julius Mirbach, he seems to be pretty rapid as well. Sa kabila, siguro si Finn McDaniel. Trujillo as well is pretty fast.
It was nice of Finn McDaniel to give the figure the speed. Kinumpute ko, halos speed ng tricycle. that is an engine, okay? Yung tricycle. Lucas Del Rosario. Tayo Toyoda. Melisa, a wide. Gets it back from Diano. Will the defending champs swing momentum back their way? Long ball, courtesy of Toyoda. Yamazaki collected despite of the Placito diving header. Onto the left with Lucas Del Rosario. Shifted directions. Belguera just returned it to an opposing player though. Zambrano from Melisa. Something brewing here. And it's a corner kick to carry on this wave.
Better from Kaya. They have been so strong on the wings. This is their first real opportunity to get numbers in that section of the field. They need to do that more often.
And given our discussions earlier, do you say it's advantage Stallion in aerial duels?
I do think so. You look at the stature of the players on the pitch at the moment with Placito, Baji, as well as Gaku. You add there Ricky Sendra. They've got some really good headers of the ball.
Action continues. And while we are at it, we do see Boss Bass Leo of Manila Digger. He's in the stands. Their hands-on assistant coach, Manila Digger, not seeing action because they are focusing on their second leg in their AFC Challenge League quarter-final tie versus Dewa United of Indonesia.
Got the job done at home. That's step one. Ito na nga yung battle na sinasabi mo, Claro. Getting chippy now between Macmillan and Del Rosario.
A warning issued to Lucas.
Oof, he came late. Certainly got a flick and made a lot of contact with the ankle. Again, it didn't look like a full swing or anything like that from Del Rosario. Definitely a foul. Didn't think it was too much more than that.
And with that, it is, our play is going to resume from the right wing. Baji from Placito. Long ball over the top. Second ball secured by Gaku. Oof. Galiana Trujillo flicked it here.
He's so clever, Galiana Trujillo.
And I'd even notice with him being Mexican, you'd see his teammates say, put this guy in the Mexican national team. Gotta love the support from teammates always. Ricky Sendra. Ling. Koichi Belguera. Sends it with his left. It's just casually secured by Dato. Connecting with Melisa. And by my math, they did play against each other also in the UAP. Brandon Zambrano up against Patrick Ling.
Ooh, that's a late tackle. Not going to be able to make too many of those. Patrick Ling. Oh, he's had a good first half so far. Isa siya sa mga question marks sa larong to. A new player that has been inserted into this equation. You always wonder how they're going to cope in a match like this. He's been neat and tidy in the middle of the pitch for Stallion Laguna. His first real moment where he's colored outside the lines there with that late challenge on Brandon Zambrano.
12 minutes remaining plus stoppage time. Plenty of football without a doubt.
You know, to open up this broadcast, we talked about the players, Finn McDaniel and Julius Mirbach, two players who have had their opportunities today. Their movement has been very good and promising.
Speaking of Julius Mirbach, here he comes. And in a position to set up though, as Casambre's cross was denied by Placito.
Again, the pair of front men have been lively for the two teams. It's just the finishing now that is the missing piece in the equation.
Well, with that, should the game or should the score be 1-1 in this situation, or too tough to tell?
I don't think so, but you could argue that there is, they did have their chances.
Melisa into the dangerous area. Patrick Ling. Oof, somehow it's a stop for Laguna.
Wow. A real opportunity for Kaya. It's a great ball. Toyota just missing. Mike Ott almost snuck it through near post.
I believe Ling was not able to get it also there, but somehow changed the shot of Mike Ott.
Good goalkeeping. Yusuf Butt.
Here comes the corner. The defensive header from 1. Zambrano shoots. And it is a superb stop from Yusuf Butt. I believe, is this offside? The flag was raised by the assistant referee.
A curious one because it was a shot. Not sure why the offside flag was raised. It was a good attempt from Brandon Zambrano. Take a look at it here. It's a clearance, and Zambrano is at the edge of the area. He fires this one. It's Diano who's offside. Now I see. He would have changed, what the situation was for the goalkeeper as he made that save.
It's with Mirbach. Del Rosario the touch. And somehow, Yusuf Butt taps it wide.
What a save. Lucas Del Rosario was probably already thinking about his celebration at that point. He's kept it low, perhaps just lacked a bit of power from Lucas Del Rosario, but he popped up in a very good spot there.
Pressure continues from Kaya. Mike Ott. His ball into the middle, or into the 6-yard box, was intercepted by Butt. He'll try his hand at distributing here. Ricky Senja does well. Pushes now. And stopped by Malu Mansoko. Galiana Trujillo to stretch the defense. And it's Marco Casambra. He's been locked in this game.
Done well to deny the corner, but what a touch from Ricky Sendra to bring down that ball. You see him drawing a cheer from the crowd who appreciated that one.
They know their football, of course.
Well, Kaya have been on the ascendancy in the last 5 minutes. It's about making the most of your swing of the game. When you have momentum, if you don't score during that time, you may suffer the consequences. And Kaya almost made Stallion pay during their little swing here, which may still yet continue. But it goes both ways. If Kaya don't take advantage of their moment here on the incline, baka naman silang magpipay ng price.
This ball appeared to be overhit from Toyota. And let's also put it this way. Past you.
Yep.
Sakit nun.
Beauty of football, the ebb and flow.
And still with Sendra though. McDaniel the touch. Cleared off by Diano. Mirbach. Flag is raised though on the other side.
Yep, they can just play on.
But it is going to resume there from that spot. Six minutes remaining until stoppage time. Still goalless between Kaya FC Iloilo, the defending champs, and Stallion Laguna.
You wish they could just play advantage at that point.
Now it's Badji's pass that needs some fine-tuning. It is a difficult road for Kaya to make it 4 straight titles. They have had that streak also of continuously representing the Philippines at the AFC club level year in and year out. This is the toughest challenge though from what we are seeing.
It would be unprecedented, them winning a 4th title in a row. There's a reason why it's difficult. Once a team has tasted success, how do you keep the team motivated to continue pushing?
It's with Mir back now to push. Del Rosario overlaps. Yamazaki, clever. Del Rosario sends it the other way. Maikot is able to secure. His angle's running out though, and it essentially, or eventually, went to Belgira. Sendra. We'll check whose last touch. It's against Kaya. Five minutes remaining right here. You could see Kaya somewhat raise their game after that relatively slow start. You're catching this one on the social media pages of the Philippines Football League, and Sports Tribe is the official match ball of the PFL. Claro Manzano here alongside Jing Hamlang.
It's been very rare, Claro, that you've seen Kaya completely shut out in a game. They're going to have their moments. So much quality in the squad. You can see now they're coming to grips with Stallion. They're getting a footing in the match. And now it's time for Stallion to showcase a bit of their resiliency.
But that 2-game winless run of Kaya, is that taking its toll right here on the players?
Sure. In terms of team morale, it's been a difficult one to navigate. Those are 2 games that were absolutely crucial for them. And, you know, okay lang sana kung one-off lang siya, pero 2 beses ka na natalo ng 1 tigig. You know, these results take away from your champion aura. Right? And teams are no longer afraid to play you. It certainly affects how a match plays out.
Kako took a hit to the foot, and a yellow was issued to Lucas Del Rosario.
Pangalawa niya na yan, na medyo loose yung kanyang challenge. Hindi naman mukhang lukot yung boots ni Gaku, so hindi naman kailangan ng plancha, no? Pero nabigyan siya ng plancha and masakit.
Well, going back with that discussion on KFC, the defending champs were actually looking to make it 4 straight. And last season, or for the longest time, they had an unbeaten run in local play. So that's either loss or draw. That stopped at about 40+ games, or they were stopped by Manila Digger. They were still able to win the title though, but that was a sign because of sorts, because Manila Digger in that instance cracked that code, you could say.
They delivered that first chink in the armor.
Diano, as a player down for Kaya. Belgira will shoot. It's no good. Corner is the call.
Tayo Toyota looked like he really got hammered there inside the box. It looks a bit shaken up.
A bit undersized also for an international defender. He'll have to work extra hard when you have to deal with, or he'll have to work extra hard in dealing with these much bigger bodies. Ball in off of Mirbach's head. I believe this is a corner once more, given what transpired.
Bit surprising na pinakawalan ni Brandon Zambrano yung bola. Hinayaan niyang lumabas for a corner kick when he had an opportunity to head it away.
Back-to-back corner kicks, tough to deal with. That could take its toll on the defense. Galiana Trujillo sends it. Ling. Awin na siya dun. But Macmillan versus Mirback. Julius's ball was intercepted. 2 minutes of additional time. That's confirmed by fourth official Mick John Pineda.
Veteran moves mula kay Marco Casambre. Eased Galiana Trujillo out the way without any excessive force.
Or as they say, discarte. Yan ang pinakita ni Marco Casambre. Zambrano getting to control this. Toyota just sends it to safety. A bit of that back and forth now between our two squads. If it stays status quo, Jing, would there be a happier squad despite of this being goalless?
I think they'll be both disappointed, honestly. But IFC Iloilo on the back of 2 straight defeats. I think they'll feel it a little more.
And ball was stopped by the back line. It did get past or slip past Marco Casambre. Timely from Placito because Mirback was making a run for it.
Great intentions on the pass, just lacked a bit of pace.
Let's run you through the numbers once more. Finn McDaniel is the leading scorer in this tournament so far with 22. Mike Ott in joint third with 11. He is tied with Babukar Torre and Sekou Cisse of Manila Digger. In terms of assists, Mark Hartman of Want the Gig leads the way. Juan Galiana Trujillo and Mike Ott tied at the number 2 spot.
Mike Ott. He's flirting with a yellow card.
He does not want to walk that fine line, but he got himself into that situation. Is there too much power on this ball?
Galiana wins a corner.
You could say yes, but it's trickery of sorts. Was able to get them a corner. It came off of Casambre.
Nakabawi naman siya ng veteran moves doon. Just trying to win a corner kick. Get a deflection. What a time this would be to score. Last kick of the game here, at least in the first half.
We are past the allocated 2 minutes already. Corner after corner for Stallion in particular. Cedric couldn't meet it. Bilguira's shot was blocked by Casambre. Sends it once more. At the bottom corner. Secured by Dato, of course. There you go. First 45 minutes done and dusted. Goalless between Kaya FC Iloilo and Stallion Laguna. We'll catch you after this break, of course, to bring you what went on in the initial half.
Ladies and gentlemen, the halftime score is Kaya FC Iloilo 0, Stallion Laguna FC 0. We thank you all for coming today.
Stadium, and it is goalless between Kaya FC Iloilo and Stallion Laguna. But despite of that, it has been that chess game, and we have witnessed both teams, of course, try to break down one another. But there's definitely a number of close chances here and there. Even too close for comfort, you could say. But I reckon most may have gone the way of Stallion knocking on the door, but Kaya also had their fair share of chances.
I think Galiana Trujillo has manufactured a lot of opportunities for Stallion on this right side. And yeah, it was a lot of Stallion Laguna early on in particular. That was the best chance of the match falling to Vasquez. You can see here a lot of time spent inside the half of Kaya FC Iloilo, but they did get their opportunities, particularly in transition. Mike Ott, unsurprisingly involved. Julius Mirbach also with an opportunity. Mike Ott here forcing a save. That was perhaps their best chance of the half. There was also an attempt from Julius Mirbach that he skied in a really good one-on-one position.
Going back, Yusuf, but also had to make at least 1 point blank save that just wowed us also.
Oh, actually, when you think back to it, Lucas Del Rosario perhaps with the best chance. You're going to see it here, right there. Just needed to get it a little bit further away from Yusuf Butt, or latched on with a bit more power. And you can see it's a bit of an even game. Surprised that the possession statistics have gone in favor of Kaya. I thought that would be the opposite way, but you can see very little separating the two sides in terms of that department. And in terms of shots, mas marami talaga ang Stallion. 8 of them on target, 7 shots for Kaya, 5 on target. Not too far apart. It's been a tightly contested game, but I would say there were more waves of attack on the side of the men in purple.
Who is going to be more clinical in the second half, of course? That could just be the difference maker right here. We do have a yellow card. Lucas Del Rosario was shown one, actually. Not that we want yellow cards to pile up in this game for our players competing, but it happens with intensity. My correlation, eh?
Yep, and there's a few players out there who are on the edge of a yellow card. So it's, you know, all poised to be a bit more explosive in this second half. I think both teams are going to push on and really seek a winner in this second period. And they both have the quality to be able to do that. One thing that perhaps malaking question para sa Kaya is, where is Kaishu Yamazaki? He's a game changer of a player, MVP level caliber of a player and midfielder, and he was largely anonymous in that first half. And if Kaya are going to push on and really, you know, change the trajectory of this match, he's a player that needs to get on the ball more and to be able to express himself more often, because he is the type of player that can unlock a defense. So definitely Kaishu Yamazaki is a player that needs to be seen more on the perspective of Kaya. Para naman sa kupunan ng Stallion Laguna, I think they're doing well. They really are. And if they are able to get the ball to Finn McDaniel a little bit more in this second half, I think he will be able to unlock this Kaya.
Is that the missing formula actually in this season of Kaya? Because in the recent championship runs, he was just oh so effective as that withdrawn playmaker. He would keep you guessing. When you do, the ball's going to be with his attackers already from the get-go.
It was so difficult to pin down. And it's not because of his pace. It was just about being clever. He'd pop it around the corner. He had great range, and not only to spread the play, but to unlock a defense with a nice through ball. And all of those things we're not seeing in this match at the moment.
This one kicked off now by Finn McDaniel. Stallion Laguna in purple. Kaya FC Iloilo, the defending champions, are in yellow and white. Alongside Jeng Hamlang, this is Claro Manzano. We are goalless again coming out of the halftime break. Let's see now if this is the moment for Yamazaki to start his engines.
It's more like it.
Not that he heard us, of course. I'm sure he did get maybe an earful from Coach Yoshida in their local language, given that they are Japanese. If you go back to Stallion again, you would see them control games in the first half of this season. They were unable to put those away, of course. They wouldn't be able to score. They changed personnel here and there. Were they able to find the missing pieces? Yes, there was the return of Finn McDaniel, as we know, over the course of the season. He did return pretty much in that first half. Abot pa siya sa transfer window. Abe Blasito, during that Christmas or winter window, did come back. I was surprised. I was out with Stallions Academy back in the United States as a coach already. Mind you.
Hindi madalas na nagiging coach yung isang player, nag-transition to becoming a coach, tapos nag-transition pabalik na maging player. But again, may nakita silang value kay Abe Placito, and pinapakita niya naman kung bakit useful pa rin siya para sa koponan ng Stallion, both defensively and as a midfielder.
Well, we do know why he is called Mr. Incredible, but they want that result, of course, to justify everything. It's with Dito now. Just sent back by Baji. Off we go on the left. As much as Mardiano has not really been able to get heavily involved, do you expect more? Do you say that Denzel Vasquez has been able to win that side of the pitch?
He's been working real hard. He's been making life difficult for Mardiano. And normally Diano figures a lot in the attack of Kaya, combining with Jan Meliza, but he's been busier and more worried about tracking back and running in the opposite direction than he has being able to support the attack.
And Mardiano, homegrown player from Masbate. Denzel Vasquez, on the other hand, Filipino-Canadian. Here's this looping ball now. Baji, someone gifted it. Del Rosario returned it. Flag is raised for Mirbach. Play resumes quickly. There is the intention from Stallion in purple to build up. Macmillan mula kay Baji. Dito daw, Juan Galeana Trujillo. Ball appeared to be overplayed as Dato secured this one, but it was a relatively close margin. Zambrano, the switch of play. Yamazaki and Meliza secured. Of course, Dato. Tayo Toyoda. A Placito will return it here. I was going to say to Yusuf, but Baji just got it himself. He's telling his midfield, he's telling his holding midfielder, Isagaku, to get forward. Baji wants to operate as that playmaking center back. You have that midfield block now of Kaya. Baji, does he have the pace? Same pace as Mike Ott in that instance.
And he had the physical capability to simply shrug off the challenge. That's something that Coach Ernie Nieves actually has been very excited about since the arrival of his big center back. He said, you'll be very surprised about this guy. Not only is he big, strong, and good with the ball at his feet, but he's very confident about stepping forward, carrying, and finding a good pass. In that regard, they've got two very good ball players at the center back position, does Stallion Laguna.
Also, and Baji is French and Senegalese, as here comes Jan Meliza taking him on. But gets a denial.
It's solid in between the sticks. Baji, he's just closed off the angle there.
If you have Ousmane Badji, who is French and Senegalese, on the other side of Kaya, of course, as we have been emphasizing week in and week out, there's Pati Malumanzoko. Also French, but holds two nationalities, the other being DR Congo. Del Rosario steps to the brakes. Kaishu Yamazaki. You see that extra aggression from him. Melisa from Ott. They switched up play. And secured here by Baji. But they will look to pass the ball out of the back. Vasquez. There's Ling and Ricky Sendra. Ricky will push. There's the Argentina to Mexico connection. There's McDaniel and Vasquez. Ricky Sendra, a few steps late in that instance. Counter-attack time. Can they keep this one in? That is the case. Now our two keepers very confident with their feet.
See Baji, he never looks like he's through. Just takes the edge off. Allows his teammates to calm down.
Cool as ice. Galiana Trujillo cutting in. Off Toyota. Shot taken here. Had a lot of power, but way off for Isa Gaku.
It's not a bad attempt. Ball was bouncing, he hit it with his left foot. Quite a few out here in the stands holding their breath when you unleash that.
Isa Gaku, just like Usman Baji, French and Senegalese. About 30 and 31 when you refer to the duo. Played forward by Dato. Seven minutes in. Mirbach versus Baji. It's a test to the Filipino Norwegian.
Look at that. Baji has just bullied him there. Didn't allow himself to be back down and wriggled to the front of Mirbach to take that ball away. Fantastic defending.
Had a long stint playing in France. But judging by our records, it's his first time to play in Asia. Zambrano flicked it back. Yamazaki. Zambrano returned. Meg Belgira. He will push. Del Rosario took a touch.
Ooh.
Took a fall. It's a referee Meriton Pelayo says penalty.
It's a penalty.
Gaku in disbelief. 8 minutes into the second half. And that's the call on the ground.
Stepped on the brakes there, Lucas Del Rosario. And it looked like it was just a bit reckless from Gaku. It seemed like his momentum carried into Lucas Del Rosario. And with his arm over the back, it gave the impression that he bundled him over. Even it looked like in real time that he had pulled down or bumped into Lucas Del Rosario, causing the falling over.
It's their main man up front, Julius Mirbach. Will he get this goal? There is Yusuf, but to beat. Takes it and makes it. First blood, Kai FC Iloilo. Will this be enough? We are going to find out.
It's a great finish, hard and low into the bottom corner, but got a touch to it. And he's going to be very disappointed he's unable to keep that out. But what a crucial goal.
Bottom corner. Oh, so close if you are Bud.
It's in the side netting. It's a great finish from Julius Mirbach. Kaya have their noses in front. And that's all that counts here. Stallion now have the tough task of needing to score a goal to get something from this game.
Nonetheless, they will take that, of course. Kaya put the pressure on Stallion. May earn that prime opportunity. Mind you, that penalty was won about 8 minutes into the second half. Both teams still in the process. Adjustments. I'm suspecting, of course, with the score obviously on their side, Kaya going to be of any control. Sent forward by Malumansoko. Mirback. Poked away by Placito. Sandra from Macmillan. Galiana Trujillo. There's Finn McDaniel making a run for it up against Toyoda. It will remain with them. From our records, that's the 8th goal.
Is that his first penalty?
By my rough memory and count, yes.
He's the first one to get off the mark here. Talked about him and Finn McDaniel. And what a big goal that is.
Data a bit with the mind games there. Stallion unable to connect in the attacking third in that instance. Malumansoko will knock it back. You see that extra flexibility from Kaya FC. Del Rosario. A virtual assist for him, with him winning that penalty.
He's one of the players that we said we'd keep an eye on today. Lucas Del Rosario. Inspiration required from him. That one came close.
Too close for comfort if you are Kaya, but for Stallion, you're getting these near chances here and there. What do you need to get over that hump?
You need to get the ball in that box. It looks like they're going to be looking for a bit of support off the bench now.
Galiana Trujillo, right-footed cross. Malumansoko got his head to it. Casambre sends it wide. Del Rosario. Lucas gets this back. Yamazaki. Maikot will look to push. Won by Baji. He will look to orchestrate now. And we are awaiting also a double change right here for Coach Cherney and Stallion. But you saw Yamazaki step up in this second half. And that appeared to be a crucial factor here for Kaya's push.
It changed, man. All of a sudden he's running around, closing players down, trying to get involved in the final third, pinging diagonal balls. This is more like it from him.
Here is that double change. Ken Pride will enter alongside Kevin Abene Mokata. Isagaku will call it a day along with Patrick Ling.
Isagaku incensed as he heads to the bench. And no surprise, of course, his final contribution really was conceding of the penalty. Otherwise, it was a good game actually for Isagaku. He wants to be able to contribute more to this game, but as Ebene Mokata is a player that could create a moment of magic for Stallion.
He did score when Stallion managed to rescue. very unique. Who is that muscular and packs that pace, that burst of speed? And it's on display here.
Look at that. Introducing himself in quite some fashion.
It is a Kaya goal kick. A number of Stallion supporters felt that should have been a corner kick based on their reaction.
Benny Mokata is going to be relied upon on the right flank as Galiana Trujillo moves over to the left flank. They want to be able to get supply to Finn McDaniel. That has to be the goal now for Stallion Laguna.
But in this case, of course, it'll take a goal from anyone. And double checking, yes, that is the first penalty that Mirbach got to connect.
One thing that Kaya have avoided as well is giving up needless set pieces.
Diano. Diagonal ball, Mirbach, but charges off. And it's a corner.
Another great stop from Yusuf Butt.
And here's a change for Coach Yu Hoshide. They are going to execute this corner kick first, but you have Martini Ray and Shuto Komaki waiting at the half line. Not often you see Shuto Komaki come off the bench. It's 1-0 again thanks to Julius Mirbach. He got to convert that penalty that was won by Lucas Del Rosario. Del Rosario. Galiana Trujillo sent it to safety. Yamazaki. Flag is raised here for Malo Manzoko. Play resumed quickly. It's with Finn in the middle. Ricky Sendra. Can he meet this one? Sendra contra Yamazaki. Shifted directions. Shoots. Not a problem at all here for Dato.
Sandra arguing there was a handball. The reason why the shot lost its power. That was a real moment for Stallion on the transition there.
Yamazaki. He just flipped the switch in this game. Flag race for Mirbach.
That's why the question was asked at halftime, Claro, where was Kaishu Yamazaki? Because he's this type of player. A real game changer. And when he is ticking, Kaya is ticking.
Well, after all, he is in that midfield. And the players to step off, there is Lucas Del Rosario. Let's have another look at that play. Was there a handball or not?
Baka natapik nung kamay ni Janjan Meliza. And you can see how he pulls it back. Potential flashpoint there, but Lucas Del Rosario deserves an ovation here. Has played well on the left side. He's been a constant outlet, won the penalty. Release valve for Kaya on that left flank. I thought he asserted himself well today in a high-pressure game.
But what is interesting is they subbed off Julius Mirbach, but here comes Shuto Komaki. Gets stopped by Macmillan and Badji. Placito, they shifted him up to midfield now. It's Ken Pride playing along Badji. They subbed off Isagaku as you saw earlier. Here comes Finn McDaniel. But Dato appeared to get hit in the head.
It's a great stop from Patrick Dato. He's put his body on the line there in a very tricky spot, and he's paid the price here. But Finn McDaniel had just gotten in front of his man. And look at this for a stop. Oof. I think two players collided with him. both Finn McDaniel and Maluman Soko.
Kaishu Yamazaki, what a half here. Just a slim 1-0 lead, but he really just shifted gears, as we've been mentioning.
You asked the question, why was Julius Mirbach withdrawn? He's listed as a foreigner. So if you want to put Shuto Komaki in the game, you need to sacrifice one of the foreigners. If you were holding on to a lead, you want Yamazaki to stay in the game. You want Brandon Zambrano to be there. You want your pair of center backs as well. Take off Julius Mirbach so you can get fresh legs of Shuto Komaki. And you're already seeing the effects of it. Shuto Komaki, he's a game changer. And if they can get a second goal, it's basically so little time left.
But yes, we did mention Julius Mirbach is Filipino, but he is listed as a foreigner. So that means he is still sorting out his papers for local status.
Yeah, they can be a bit tricky. Depends on when your mother was born.
If your parents held Filipino citizenship when you were also born.
That's right.
We could go on with this conversation, as we know. A lot of technicalities. We somewhat oversimplified it, I reckon. Disclaimer, of course.
It's good to know that, you know, it's not how people perceive that you could throw around, you know, these passports and get a citizenship without going through the proper channels and the proper structure and protocols, right? So it is a process, and for some it's longer than others.
Here's a double change for Stallion. One Argentinian out, another in. And it is Juan Galeana Trujillo who will step off for Zamorano Hoatham. You know the number? Also the hairstyle, Zamorano Hoatham. Feedback goes left, right, and everywhere. Back in his time with Cebu, which is fairly recent. There's the extra firepower for Stallion, who are caught playing catch-up.
22 minutes to affect the game. You've now got Ebene Mukata on there. You've got Ivanov 3. You can rely upon. Finn McDaniel in the. I think there's at least one goal with those personnel on the pitch.
But in this situation where you trail, you had your chances earlier. There's the should have, would have, could have. For any team, of course, who is trailing.
Yep. Yung sinasabi natin, when you are on the ascendancy, when you have the momentum, you really have to take advantage of it.
We have witnessed a number of Nico Macmillan throw-ins, but they'll take any option to bag an equalizer in this game. And Benny Mukata was also inserted earlier, one of the first changes of Coach Ernie. But we did not essentially get to see that instant impact of sorts that you are looking for from a substitution. Or is it going to be that game where the changes pay dividends, especially in the end? There was a touch from Ivanovsky. She shot from Hoatham. Pero corner kick ang tawag daw dito para sa Stallion.
Ebene Mukata, in his first sequence, got into a dangerous area, but he hasn't been able to get the ball back, really. It looks like a bit of sustained pressure now from Stallion Laguna.
Corner driven in of Zambrano. Ivanovsky to Macmillan. Maikot. Didn't get it very far. Zambrano. Oh, lovely from him to escape the defense. And it's now in the midfield. Ken Pride to Hoatham. Ivanovsky and Hoatham not on the same wavelength there. plus stoppage time remaining right here. It is 1-0 again for Kaya FC Iloilo, thanks to the penalty of Julius Mirbach. If we are going to see a goal, that will absolutely be crucial here. That will just alter the trajectory of this game.
Casambre has been very good at denying Ebere Mukata the opportunity to influence the game. He's been on the front foot, quick to close down whenever the ball is in the vicinity.
And Casambre actually started out the game strong.
He's been having a great season, Marco Casambre.
Shuto Komaki to chase. This one still in play. Martini Ray took that one there. What a touch.
In case you were wondering, what is the confidence level of this young man? You don't take a shot like that if you don't have absolute belief in your capability.
Placito. Ken Pride knocked it to Macmillan. Ivanovsky. Options left, right, and center. Ebene Mukata. Finn McDaniel. Well, it's Dato again. He read that well.
It's a good chance from Stallion. It looks like he's hurt himself as that attempt was stuffed.
It's the right knee bothering Finn. Vasquez. A bit quiet in the second half. He has time to change that though. Hotham, he'll try to work his magic. Nobody to meet it. Vasquez was a bit late to that one. Did not expect it, it seemed, from Belgira. Hotham intercepted. He'll try to make Diano pay the price. Toyota got to bail them out initially. Ebene Mukata from Pride. That attacking spell of Stallion will end. And you will say that's to the relief of Kaya.
Finn McDaniel just wasn't quite right after feeling his knee. And that was the reason why there was no run to the front post when Hoatam played the ball in. It was his shot that was blocked. He was denied the follow-through on his attempt, and it seemed as if his knee has just been jarred here. That's going to be a problem.
Kudos to Patrick Data also there for checking on Finn. So from the looks of it, I think he is going to look to continue this game. Stallion down to 10 players temporarily. Play set to resume.
Looks like there's a trio of players warming up for Stallion. Not sure who they can bring on in his place though.
Badji hit the deck. Yabmimari Manesh, who is one of those players warming up. There's also Amir Mimari Manesh is heading to the bench. He may be the player to check in for Finn. Here's the touch. Hoatam. They'll need his magic ASAP. As is the case with Ivanovsky. Vasquez to Finn. Ran out of space.
McDaniel looks all right to continue.
Well, what we are hearing actually from the ground is that the next sub that we will see is for Kaya FC. We did see team manager Melo Takusalme actually hand over some paperwork earlier to the fourth official.
Looks like it's going to be Brandon Zambrano who's going to come off for Eric Eso. It doesn't look like the player is in place. Eric Eso. It doesn't look like the player is in place yet. Just fresh legs. It's going to be a like-for-like substitution in the middle of the pitch.
Zambrano from Diano, and it is out of play. Oh, Ken Pride couldn't get it. It's gifted away. Melisa, Martini, but Badji gets this one. A save for the penalty that they gave up, of course. It's been quite a game for Badji and the Stallion back line.
Wow, Belgira finding a way out of that.
Ivanovsky from Macmillan. Ebene Mokata gets this. What a run from him. Taking on the right. There's Casambre to beat. Sets up Ivanovsky, but gave it to no one. It's Belgira. It'll stay with Koichi and Stallion.
They're knocking on the door here, Stallion Laguna. Brandon Zambrano is going to shave off a few extra seconds here as he goes down.
And whenever there's a team in the lead, of course, as we know, also benefit of the doubt, of course, here. They take opportunities to take time off the clock, but we hope it's not as bad as it seems for Brandon Zambrano.
You're right, benefit of the doubt. Although it is a trend that you will notice that a player who is about to be substituted will feel a little something and will go down.
And I'm sure you got to see this on social media also. There's a great number of changes that we will see in the upcoming World Cup in this summer break.
And it's all in hopes in seeing the ball in play for longer periods of time. I believe the study said that there was about 45 to 47 minutes that the ball is in play in a 90-minute match. It's roughly 50% of the game that it's so.
Some step overs. Knocked back by Vasquez. And with that, they're at from AFC with 60 minutes. So they wanted game time to reach 60 minutes because when they did these statistics, the AFC was lagging behind relative to the different confederations.
I'm all in favor for it.
More football for us, of course, to enjoy. Ebene Mokata, does he run out of space?
Oh, is that a penalty?
They are asking for that when you refer to Stallion supporters. I believe it is a goal kick, though.
The way the flag was raised by the assistant referee, I thought for a moment, no. Never that.
Clean, you will say. Players in the motion there of just running for the ball and getting close to the line.
Sure, the arm came across, it was on the arm. The way he fell down. Unnatural.
And well, I went to Army, so 2 straight game days. My penalty kick tayo. A dramatic weekend for Philippines Football League action. But should Kaya hold on to this one at the least, of course, they will be able to somewhat play up with Otague and Cebu. You could say also stay ahead of Manila Digger, who have a great number or a handful of matches on hand. There's also a shin guard that got loose. Kay Usman Baji siya. It's Placito at the back again. He was shifted to midfield for a moment in this second half. Belgira chested it. Yamazaki, I was about to say that he was continuously asserting his control in this game, but let it out to Koichi. Off of Giano. Better that stoppy-start nature of the game in the game. Hoatam versus Melisa. How often could you say you get past the peskiness of Jan Melisa? And it's a free kick on the left wing.
Bit of a curious one, this whistle. I didn't see any pull or a push on Hoatam. He tried to sneak through a wall of yellow.
Let's have a look.
Get entangled here.
Melisa holding on somewhat to the groiner. Lower part of Hoatam's torso.
If it's back there, if it's pulled back to that particular position, then it makes sense. That's the only... It looked like he tried to allow play to continue momentarily. Otherwise, you can see that it's actually been a very well refereed game by Melaton Pelayo. Good eye from him.
Seemed like Finn was going for a goal there as it sailed over the bar.
100% went for goal.
I expected him to create in that situation.
You could see a few players that are rather disappointed inside the box. Angle was against him, is a bit far. But you know Finn McDaniel, he backs himself in those types of positions.
He would have liked to join the ranks of Chandler McDaniel, of course, today, given that his sister did score for the Philippines in the Asian Cup, of victory over Iran, as the Filipinas have a chance of advancing to the knockout stages as one of the best third placers.
To make it through into the quarterfinals, Claro, my understanding is they qualify as well for the Olympics. I understand that there's also a qualification for that, so there's a lot on the line for them, and you hope that they are able to make it through to the quarterfinals and make their way as well into the World Cup eventually.
They're hoping, of course, to play in the upcoming Women's World Cup, which is next year. It will be in Brazil. It's with Yamazaki.
What a ball.
There's the connection that we got used to over the years. Yamazaki, Komaki. At Eric Esso. Played back by Martini. Maikot. There's just that 110% from Eric Esso with him coming on as a sub as opposed to being a starter. Shuto flicked it. Kaishu cross. Almost for Martini.
Now, he's been good since coming on. He's provided a lot of energy up front. Martini Ray was so close to scoring here. Another great move. Oh, he's just missed. He's gotta hit the target there, Martini Ray, when you see it, the replay. Kaishu Yamazaki again. Now that he's come alive, he's at the center of so many good things.
Jan Melisa will slow it down, waits for a bit of support, flicks it to Shuto. That seemed slightly off target, but of course, Yusubat had to play the safe option, secured it, and gifted it away.
A clever ball from Jan Melisa.
Benemokata taking on Casambre. Marco down on the ground and is aimed there. It's his left leg, I reckon.
He's struggling at the moment.
He'd like to finish this one without a doubt, especially with the way he started oh so strong.
He's a warrior. Casambre is gonna walk it off.
Baji. Elgira. There's also Watam lurking on the left. Vanovsky did make a run for it. Now it's with Zamoranjo. Trying to get Diana to dance. It's Eric Esso getting that stop. But it's a corner kick. 5 minutes plus additional time remaining right here. What a way to conclude our weekend of PFL action at the Rizal Memorial Stadium.
Flood the box here of purple shirts.
Did come off of Toyota. Here comes Shuto Komaki. Eric Esso there. Kaishu was calling for it. Flag stays down for Melisa. There's Belgira to shake off before challenging Butt. Changes directions. And it's Butt to the rescue.
He's kept them in this game single-handedly. Yusuf Butt, another great stop.
But the Pakistani international, of course, showing us there are levels to this game. What an effort from Melisa.
It's so well done from Janjan Melisa. He's waited until the final moment, until he knew he was in range before cutting it into his left foot. A bit too close to the goalkeeper in the end, but still a good stop from Yusuf Butt.
Patrick Dato off camera all the way at the half line. Just had a word with Audi Menzi, who entered this game. Here's our series of changes. Casabre and Diano out, and Menzi and Basintanan in. Diano just making his way off the pitch until Sherwin Basintanan steps foot. He is also using an opportunity, of course, to take time off the clock, as we say to any team, or about any team in the lead. It's a different approach, of course, for this corner of Kaya, given that they lead. It's to no avail for the defending champs.
They just desperately want a cushion. You know, they want to be able to relax a little bit here. They've had some good chances, Claudio. They just haven't been able to put them away. Stallion chase this equalizer. They're going to be more and more open.
Seems like they shifted also to a back three. Here's Hoatam. A foot race, but it's skied. Corner is the call. Some last-ditch defending right here from Kaya.
First contribution for Audi Menzi. Quick over to deny Hoatam a chance at goal.
Corners here and there. Chances left and right for Stallion. They are continuing to search for that equalizer. Less than 2 minutes now until stoppage time. Here's a header. And Tato spills this one.
Oh, wow.
An equalizer. It's Usman Baji. And with the way he's been locked in this game, on defense, influencing the game on offense, he gets that one.
Wow.
That's big from him. Galiana Trujillo and Jason Pepito, who are substitutes, are exchanging words.
We'll discuss why that is momentarily. But first, the goal. A header did not pack a punch. And it looked like it was supposed to be safely in the hands there of Patrick Dato. And it slipped through. There's nobody here more disappointed. And the man in between the sticks there, he knows he should have had that one. His arms and through his legs to end up in the back of the net. And he's had a spectacular game today, just very secure. You can see his reaction, he can't believe it. Upon this celebration here, they're running over to their bench. Finn McDaniel throws the ball at the bench of Kaya. Everybody is up in arms here. They feel disrespected by his actions.
Finn, I believe Jing was shown a red.
It's been a red Kayason Pepito, I'm assuming, was ready to throw down. That was foolish from Finn McDaniel.
Yes, that is confirmed. Jing, the red shown to Jason Pepito. And the red shown to Finn McDaniel.
Poor sportsmanship there from Finn McDaniel. And he's denied his team an opportunity here to chase the game and perhaps get the winner. He would have been a key hog in that chase for them to get that go-ahead. He's robbed his team here as now they are down to 10 men.
Papi Ivanovsky with the license to push. Red for each team.
Yeah, but the red for Kaya does not affect their numbers on the pitch.
So it is 10 v 11. So for the record, of course, Jason Pepito, the backup goalkeeper of Dato. Let's remember also, Jing, Jason Pepito for the longest time was the #1 of Stallion. Before jumping ship to Kaya as a coach, and then became a player, was reactivated.
That's right, there's definitely a bit of history there. Because of that needless sending off, Kaya have an opportunity here with the man advantage to get back in front.
7 minutes of additional time, but we are roughly 2 minutes in. In added time, stoppage time, that is an eternity. The Tamarao connection, Melissa. Dato will clean up at the back. He'll try to make amends. Alumanzoko. Komaki, can he secure? He's against Placito. Macmillan. And Ben Mokata reaches this, of course, but Malumanzoko definitely changed it up. As there's a foul that will go Kaya's way.
It's Kaya's turn to be able to throw bodies forward. With Stallion unlikely to place a runner up front to threaten in the transition.
Just a late confirmation there, of course, with additional time, but we played 3 of the 7 minutes already.
Kaya can get more numbers inside the box here.
Runners go for it now. It did come off Placito. It will remain with the defending champs. A draw will help neither here. Right, Jing? Just looking at the table.
You asked me who's going to be the happier. Well, given the context of how this match played out, Stallion will be quite pleased that they can remain undefeated in 2026. Kaya, this is not good enough.
This ends 1-all, winless in 3 games for Kaya FC. But here's Ebene Mokata. Eric Esso. Intercepted, but poked away rather, but Nico Macmillan will get it forward now. Across from Hoatam. They are not, there's a... That is eventually confirmed Stallion ball, but I believe Hoatam was asking for a handball.
Exciting last 2 minutes.
Always a nail biter between Kaya and Stallion. Here's the cross. Hoatam got a touch. Eliza from Basindanan. I believe some fans are contesting a non-call. Here comes Mike on. Numbers favored him, of course, in this transition for understandable reasons. Vasquez, this is Aaron.
I wonder if Mike Ott could have pulled the trigger a little bit sooner there. He waited until he was absolutely sure he was in his range before pulling the shot. And at that point, the defenders were back in position, put in a block.
Coach Neil in pink. We'd have a chat with our assistant referee. Our assistants in this game, Relly Balila and Brian Huergo. Militon Pelayo calling the shots today here at the center. Mike got surrounded. Referee Militon Pelayo says no call, play on. Somehow it was still secured here by Denzel Vasquez. Hoatam, Leito got to secure. Shuto Komaki, you see how the game is. The red was shown to backup goalkeeper of Kaya, Jason Pepito, but Finn McDaniel was sent off. The give and go with Yamazaki did not work. Martini gave it to Mike Ott. He'll shoot! It's back again to get the denial. Meliza up against the much taller Baji. Sindanan almost wins it. Cleared off by Aaron Vasquez. Ivanovsky gets this. Just gave it to Malo Manzoko. But that is the full-time whistle. It ends 1-1.
A great game here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium to cap off our Sunday doubleheader, Claro. Both sets of players disappointed in the end that they did not get maximum points. But what drama, what entertainment here. In the end that they did not get maximum points. But what drama, what entertainment here between these two teams.
Kaya took the lead again, a 1-0.
Ladies and gentlemen,
of the penalty won by Lucas Rosario.
Kaya FC
Julius Mirbach put it away to make it 1-0.
Stallion Laguna FC
Usman Baji
We thank you for
leveled
your
the score.
and hope you enjoy the match as
Luck
much
going
as
a
we
bit
did.
the way of Stallion there with Data,
Again, we encourage you to
unfortunately.
visit the official
Spilling that
Facebook,
one.
Instagram, X pages.
1-1 again.
PFL for
Late V11
A great back and forth battle between these two. See, very small discrepancy in terms of shots on target. I thought it was a very even game between these two teams, and a draw, perhaps a flare reflection in the end. Although Stallion Laguna did not create too many clear-cut opportunities in that second half, they do manage to get their goal. A touch of good fortune for both of the goals that were scored today. Perhaps a draw fair in the end.
Drama here, drama there. What a matchup right here. And it ends 1-1 again for Kaya FC Iloilo and Stallion Laguna. This is Clara Manzana alongside Jing Hamlang. We are PFL.
Sur le match, pour moi, on a fait un bon match. Pour moi, on méritait de gagner. C'est ok. Pour moi, on méritait de gagner. On a fait, dans les 15 premières minutes, la première mi-temps, on était vraiment bon, vraiment bon. Après, on l'a subi un peu. Mais sur l'ensemble du match, on mérite de gagner.
Overall, he thinks we deserve the win. Maybe we started very strong, and yeah, we played very well.
How do you plan to move forward given the result?
Avec le résultat, tu penses qu'à l'avenir, contre les autres équipes et tout, les choses comment?
Nous, on prend match après match. Ça veut dire chaque match qu'on joue, c'est pour le gagner. On rentre sur le terrain pour gagner, on donne le meilleur de nous-mêmes. Et voilà. Hein. Dis-lui aujourd'hui c'est la journée de la femme. Donc aujourd'hui je dis bonne journée de la femme. Je dis un bonjour à ma mère qui nous regarde, ma famille. Merci à tous les fans, ces gens qui viennent nous regarder. Et voilà. Thank you so much.